It's so easy for us to define ourselves by the things that surround us. Food, clothing, sex, job, career, drugs, our social standing in the community, sometimes our shallow relationships. So often symbols of the satisfied. Jeremiah in the first reading would call them idols of our culture. We seek strength from those things. We seek strength in these idols so that we can become the noble savages where individualism and self-interest define our politics, our economics, and our relationships, even our understanding of religion, gradually turning our hearts away from God and becoming soul sick. Today's gospel challenges the so-called divine reward system for those who believe that the symbols of the satisfied, wealth, possessions, and power, or being on the right invitation list, or living with the deception that some people are more valued and less significant because they have less color in their skin, or because of their native country being different than ours, somehow all became signs of God's favor. And I've always wondered, I don't know about you, but I wondered if God really plays the same games we play. The good news of Luke's gospel is that the Beatitudes are the invitation of God reaching out to all of us for a new world order. A great reversal, but it doesn't rely on a divine reward system. Rather, when we seek to love as God loves, when we allow the restlessness of our hearts to guide us. Remember St. Augustine, our hearts are restless until they rest in you. Then the Beatitudes that we heard today are not about a violent overthrow of the rich, the filled, the laughing, and the respected, because the gospel isn't about either or. Rather, the gospel is both and. The good news is that the invitation is to seek what is beyond, to go deeper, as we heard last week, to go deeper in our lives, in becoming co-partners and co-creators with God. Somehow being able to hear the cry of the unborn and the forgotten aged, those fleeing oppression and violence in their countries of origin, listening to the cry of the poor, trusting that the voiceless and the powerless, the weak and the hated, the grieving and the hungry can also share in the promise of this world, just as God intended from the very beginning. What is now does not have to define us. We can all can experience love and peace and understanding, empathy and compassion, living and loving with a vision that all can be filled, all can laugh, all can be respected, and that the abundance of God's love and care and the abundance of God's life is meant for all God's people. Albert Einstein wrote that if we want to change this world, we need a new way of seeing, a new way of being, a new way of loving, and a new way of living. And Jesus, in his own life, shows us that the crucifixions that occur in this world, for any of us, always open the possibility of resurrection, a new awakening to a new and abundant life. And without a doubt, it definitely is a great reversal. God bless you.